Okay. Damage incorporated. Oh, look at that. Thugs, marksmen, raiders. That should be easy. The lads need to repair their armor, though. How long is that going to take to repair? I think let's just camp until the morning. We can take these on during the day, that's fine. There's a couple of marksmen in there, but we have 2 archers with war bows. So I can back our lads to outshoot whatever's in there. It's just that noble armor that's taking a while to get fixed. Cool. Let's get them, boys. I think we're actually gonna have to go after some more heads after this. We probably only get like 10 heads out of this. Yeah, 2 crossbow. While working on my guide today, thinking about 2 builds that I want to try. I want to try a... Jesus. Late game archers. So good. I want to try a Faith Militant build, which is just maces and flails, blunt weapons only. And I want to try, I think, with the peasants. Lots of Dane axes in the back line to break frontline shields, and then all dagger specialists. Or maybe like alternating between axe and dagger specialists. Like if it's a 7-up front lineup, we'll have, let's say, 3... Well, here where we have 4 hammers, we would have 4 axes instead to break shields. And then instead of the torturers with the cleavers, we would have dagger specialists. Now, I suspect it won't be all that viable throughout the fullness of the campaign. Especially in the beginning, you're going to struggle with those dagger guys. But I think it will make for some hilarious encounters. And I can say that doing my offline leveling up of the professional soldiers guys, with everyone using just axes, I've forgotten that when you have a fighting axe, evening as is, when you have guys with fighting axes and you fight raiders that don't wear head armor, if the first shot that you hit them with hits them in the head with a fighting axe with a 50% extra damage from an axe plus an extra 50% damage for the crit, that's double damage on a fighting axe, and you just walk up to a raider and you just decapitate them from full hit points to dead. Pretty amazing. So just keep an eye on the YouTubes. There will be a build overview going up in the next week. I'm almost ready. Most of the lads are level 11, but I want to get them all up to 11 to really showcase the power of the build. It's a bit early still, Sup Mazuma, but I can say everyone using axes already, I can tell, is way better than the previous one I tried, which was everyone specializing in hammers and cleavers. It's so nice to have the shield breaking utility. And obviously miss the armor destruction from the hammers, but the axes are a nice middle point. And like I said, just the fact that you can smash through shields, it makes fighting ancient legionaries so much easier. It's not even that expensive either. I mean, I think currently, of the 9 axe guys up front, I've got 4 fighting axes, and I've only had to buy 2 of them. It seems like when you fight bandit leaders, the most common tier 3 weapons they have would be the noble sword is the most common, then the cleaver, and then hammer or axe. Oh, sweet. Glad you're enjoying it. The D&D, please don't judge us too harshly. It's very much a work in progress. And as you could probably have seen from the latest session we did. What have we got here? Okay. It looks like we are in for the next late game crisis. It's going to be undead. With the D&D in this last session, the most recent one, or the most recent 2, I took little stream captures of my second screen, which had Discord on it. And long story short, that when you can see the icons of each of the players, there's like a little circle that lights up over each person when they're talking. Which I hope makes it a lot easier to follow, because quite understandably, it must be quite difficult to follow. You don't know who's talking. Yeah, I've got to say, the Dungeons and Dragons, I'm half enjoying it. I find it, a lot of it, quite frustrating because it's so slow. But I also get that it's an acquired taste, first of all. It's not for everyone. And I'm also feeling the fact that you need to have the right group of people. I think we're playing with a lovely bunch of lads. It'll just take a little bit longer to get used to everybody and get used to how everyone talks. And, you know, everyone's sense of humor and timing is different. Also, my perfectionism isn't helping, where I want every element of the D&D stream to be completely perfect. I want everyone on camera. I want everyone the microphone. I want everyone, you know, doing everything right, but not everyone has cameras or wants to be on camera, so... Long story short, this is a very good learning curve. That's what I think I should take away from it. Right, MK2. So as much as I talk about the polearm guys getting usefulness from being able to crossbow and then quick hands to the bullhook, there's a bunch of situations where taking the shot with the crossbow, nice, would mean that you don't get to use the bullhook. So that's something to watch out for. Okay, here's a perfect example. I don't have rotate though, so... Shot Coman. Was that a headshot? No, body shot. Yes, actually. Stream Health yesterday. I feel so bad for my ISP. They're such a lovely bunch of people, but they have been consistently been getting DDoSed over the last 2 weeks. And it's made the local news here, and it's super frustrating because the ISP is called Cool Ideas, and they market themselves as the premier ISP in South Africa, and I think they are. I cannot tell you how impressed I am with them. Don't get me wrong, I'm paying through my dick hole for the service, but I mean, I've got a 200 uncapped connection, and when it works, it is lightning fast. And they're the only ISP in South Africa I can find that has a dedicated Twitch routing server. Dodge. So if you're going to stream in South Africa, I don't know if the other ISPs do it, but it blew me away that they have a dedicated server for it. Shot. Damn. Focus. Nice. For a long time, I've been sleeping on polearm users. When I spoke about this earlier today offline when I was recording my episode 2 of my guide. I've generally moved away from the shield breaker build and moved towards the polearm build. Shield breaker obviously gives you the breaking of shields utility, but polearms, the damage is unreal. 75 to 112. Oh no, wait, what? See, this is something that's interesting to me. So look, the stated damage is 60 to 90, yet the listed damage there is 75 to 112. I've noticed the same thing with the two-handed mace. Anyway, not only that, the extra damage from the bullhook, it's the lowered AP cost to attack. So good. Get him, Catchasser. Good dog. Who's a good dog? You're a good dog. God, I love hammers. Oh, it makes me so happy. Oh, I'm a simple man. I hear thunk and the sounds of raiders dying, and I'm happy. There's definite catharsis there, being able to just murder and farm raiders after having hundreds and thousands of hours where I get my ass kicked by raiders, especially the marksmen. It's not quite Schadenfreude, but it's almost... I'm sure the Germans have a particular word. The Germans have a word for everything. Yeah, speaking of the Skaven, we're going to be doing more time. Tonight we'll do 2-hour-long episodes of Battle Brothers, and then we'll do some Oxygen Not Included finally. I was able to get that save file back. And tomorrow night, after the XCOM, we'll do some more time. I'm just very busy right now. Once I'm finally done with the Battle Brothers guide, I'll have a lot more free time during the day to be able to do other stuff. This whole working full-time thing is such a bummer. Dog. Schadenfreude. What's it? Enjoyment of the suffering of others. Although what I'm thinking of is more the satisfaction of taking down a long-standing foe. The Schadenfreude, does it translates directly to Schaden is suffering and Freude is enjoyment, so suffering enjoyment. Got. A good boy. 2 kills for Cat Chaser, the War Dog. That's the 35 heads we need where we were going. Gonval. And quick reminder, how many Warhammers do we have? How many level 11 lads do we have? Verondox is 11. Logix, the campaign has been going pretty well. I mean, admittedly, I have been save scumming. But I'm okay with that because the whole point of it was to race to the super late game, and I don't want people dying. "84 fatigue, very nice." Oh yes, he used to be a wild man, then he went over to cool. Love the two-handed hammer, it's so good. I managed to beat the goblins. I think best case scenario, first of all, with actually getting the team that I wanted most, which is high elves. And the goblins were interesting. They were a lot more dangerous than I expected. I kind of forgot that he has 2 trolls, so that's 2 instances of Mighty Blow on the field at all times, which was a little scary to deal with. But I managed to score on turn 2, and that got his chainsaw guy off the field, which was huge for me. And then I got the ball off him on that drive as well, and I went 2-0 going into his half, and then I was just able to grind him down. He got a turn 12 or 13 touchdown, which was a beautiful touchdown on his point. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, it was a great game. I'm looking forward to this season. Muzuma, before you know it, we'll be taking on the Black Monolith. I think in order of the late game stuff, I probably want to do the... I might have to do some research to think what is going to be the easiest. My intuition tells me that the Goblin City will be the easiest of all the late game stuff. And there's our cheap dogs. We'll probably do Goblin City first. Then I think Orc. But yeah. We'll see. And Logic's looking at our league. I didn't actually realize how dodge heavy the whole league is. So I was thinking about what I'm going to do with my blitzers. I was going to go Blodge, but I think I'm going to go Black Hole first. lock and tackle first on the blitzers, and then I'm toying with the idea, given the amount of mighty blow, I'm actually toying with taking wrestle on a bunch of my linemen. I don't know. Is this even going to be worth doing? But so little money, but I like the crafting components from these, and this is a kind of mission where I can get my low-level lads a bit of XP. The tracks. Die wolves. Nice. The Goblin City, my plan is to have those night vision potions for all of my archers. For the Goblin City, that is. I want to be able to have the nighttime advantage shooting with the archers. But yeah, it is going to be a nightmare dealing with the AoE. Worth using Indomitable? I think it is. Damage. Any damage. There's 3 attacks from this direwolf. Get murdered. Another thing that I can whip. Ooh, I might be able to reach him with a whip. No. And I know I'm repeating myself now, but I'll do one of the late game encounters, probably lose a bunch of lads if I even manage to beat it. Then I'll have to reload and do the next one, just because I don't want to spend a few hundred days leveling replacements. Shot, Manuel. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that shaman. It's just such a bummer to deal with. Well, cross that bridge when we get to it. We got a ways to go yet. You know what I was thinking about today was the fact that the reason I abandoned the 13th Legion and wanted to do Damage Incorporated was because 13th Legion wouldn't have the ability to hire the top of the range lads, and so far I've made no attempt to hire any of the top of the range lads. So at a certain point we've got to think about hiring mercenaries and hedge knights and that type of stuff. Hey, there's always more to do in this game. It is balanced, but I just took a look at all of the... I mean, each one of the teams has at least one unit that has dodge in it, and, unless I remember incorrectly. With the exception of the orcs. The humans have dodge on their catches. Well, the chorfs don't have dodge. But look, okay, long story short, we can talk about this till the sun comes down, but my overall impression was, looking at all those teams, I thought without a doubt, I'm going to want 2, maybe even 4 units with tackle. It doesn't make too much of a difference for how I'm going to level my high elves, because the blitzers will just get tackle before they get dodge, and then once they have black hole and dodge, they're going to be very good. +3 is very... yep. 3 skulls, what we got? And for Struts and Lindworm, 189. Just finding them, and it's just once my 2 Warhammer guys are level 11, I really want to have Indom on my whole front line before I start taking on Shrut. So dangerous, and the juice is hardly worth the squeeze most of the time with those things. More direwolves, excellent. Give me more direwolf pelts. Aha! Excellent. You're right, Logix, unless I get super lucky and roll doubles. I think if I can take guard on any of my elves, I should take it without hesitation. I feel like guard is a skill that will help me immeasurably. One thing I would actually enjoy, I would appreciate a bit of commentary on, is whether or not it's worth me hiring a thrower, because currently I went for the 2 catchers, the 2 blitzers, and a bunch of linemen. I'm tempted to invest in a thrower, but if memory serves, they are 100,000. That's going to bloat my TV, and I don't know.
Ooh, you know you did.
Now that little example there of just flattening motherfuckers, and that's a base Warhammer. That's not even a legendary. It's not even that Warhammer. So whenever we have the discussion about whether Duelist is good, I would never say that Duelist is bad. It's not. Duelist is good. It's just that the 2-handed weapons are just better. And besides, I kind of need a reserve anyway. So if I take the thrower, that leaves me with 1 reserve. I'm probably going to want 2 reserves with the 8 armor value. And honestly, I'm going to leave myself with 2 rerolls. I didn't feel like I was hurting for rerolls throughout that entire game. 4 edgy. I don't think you need 3 rerolls. Also half tempted to take dump off on my thrower if I get one. Having dump off when I played the Dark Elves was wonderful. It was so useful, especially because all of the lads around him, all your other teammates, have 4 edgy, so it's quite easy to catch there. Fighting boys. It's actually a pity. I would have preferred the direwolves. I wanted more pelts, and I don't need any of these, I don't think. It's 125 for 12. This is 115. Okay, so it's shot up better. Dude, I think you should. Just for the meme value, you should take the plus agi on the bull. And then just start scoring with your bull. Amazing. So, Coman's resolve is 123 at 11, which is kind of average. It'll do, but overall we could do better. Okay, I've got bags and belts, I got quick hands, I got polearm mastery, I got nimble. Gifted could be nice for stats, but 75 accuracy with plus 10 to hit I think is enough. We can probably go for killing frenzy for the damage. What else could be good here? Steel Brow to stop the old 1-shots from the head, but then again, he shouldn't be getting hit that often. I think I should go for the offensive ability. Killing Frenzy is probably enough. Killing Frenzy plus Berserk is enough offensive. Executioner, why not? I mean, 50 to 70 isn't that much damage. Executioner will be a dead perk against... it'll be a dead perk against undead. Adrenaline, but I don't want to be using adrenaline. Fucking up his... Gifted takes that up to 78. That's raw stats. If I'm smart, I should just take the raw stats. I mean, that's the last chance I'll get to get that kind of buff to his resolve. So 128 now at 11 is kind of better. From here on in, it's only +1, +1, +1. Gifted is such an interesting perk. I mean, if there was a perk that said, well, because you invariably take melee skill, melee defense, and something like fatigue, where it's 3 max, 3 max, 4 max. If there was a perk that said, you know, get 10 stat points to distribute, you'd be like, hey, that's amazing. And it never really occurred to me that for a frontline guy, a useful way of thinking of gifted, take +3 and +3, that's a 6% hit differential chance. Pretty good. The gifted is not a flashy skill at all, but good, useful percentage. Oh, and speaking of whips, I actually want to have 7 whips up front. Not even just the torturers should have whips. The hammer lads should actually, instead of having a rondel dagger, should use a whip. Because in this setup, he will go to his warhammer, fight with it. If he gets so badly injured he can't be on the front line, rotate him out, he can then still whip from safety. And then we will use the rondel when we have a situation where we know that there are specific enemies we want to dagger down for their armor. And speaking of the flashy but not good, it's like, I feel like you can quite easily fall into a trap of going for the flashy skills. Just because, you know, big effects, but throughout the whole course of a few 1,000-day long campaign, it's not the flashy skills, it's the reliable ones that'll do the most work for you. We're still supposed to be hiring a fucking hunter. Can't find hunters ever. Oh yeah, I remember now we hired Hartmut. He's going to be incredible. He will be, eventually. 110 for 10, that's not bad. Okay, here we go. We're going to go run down to Dawnthal and we're going to get 2 incredible hunters. It's going to happen. What's up, Quick Feed? If I had to guess, I would imagine you are falling into that trap. And I'm not judging, I fall into it a bunch of times. You get into a late game situation and then you think, I wish I had done X differently. I'll just start a new campaign and do it right from the start. Something I fall into all the time. Well, Simonaki, the Hunter Hunt could just as well be the subtitle for this whole fucking playthrough. Indeed, Logix, regular viewers will be tired of hearing me say, I prefer a skill that will have a lesser effect more often than a skill that will have a greater effect less often. I think we pick up our 4th and final warbow here. Actually no, 3,000, we have in this playthrough picked them up for as little as 2,600, so that's actually quite a lot. And if I can get this heavy crossbow for sub 3,000, I might even splash and buy that. Then my polearm lads can use those tier 3 crossbows. What is this? Hunt for Alps. A drove of brigands. It just so happens it's my specialty. Paranoid, nice melee defense and nice melee skill, but I don't need that. Ranged defense. That's everything you need in a ranged fighter. There's a tiny outside chance he rolls maximum ranged, which he does not. I have mods running. Bigfeed, use exclamation mark BB mods and you'll get a link to the mods. I'm using most of Filthy Robots as mods. I think my torturers should probably start with their whips out, because we can always quick hands. Maybe a good habit to get into. Disarm high danger enemies at the start. Oh, look at the little leader with his 130 hat and his 110 body armor. Oh, bless his heart. Bless his little heart. Oh, piss. Damn it. The mass disarm here is just saving me money, frankly. Armor damage. Seeing how effective that was, lately I'm in such a headspace of wondering, ooh, that was useful. What if I made an entire warband do just that? Like seven torturers, everybody with the ability to disarm like that. I really want to hit Verondox. Oh, love it. They're surrounding a lad with a warhammer. Brave strategy. It works out for them. Ah, fine. Little inefficiency there. I should have used the hammer attacks first, but didn't matter. You would indeed. I have experimented though. If you're able to get co-peshes, you will struggle less. But you can't do better than a warhammer when it comes to armor. That's a mod. That's a what's it? Battle frenzy, killing frenzy mod. It just lets you see who's got killing frenzy active at any one time. You shield, brat. Those heater shields are expensive. Not a demon, the Terminator. Cybernetic organism over biological endoskeleton. I fucked that up. What did I only say? God. Get executed. Get off with your head. Oh god, his head's come off. Give him the afternoon off. Oh! of Warhammers. Oh, yes! Kill them all, Gagnir! Pretty good so far. We're almost where we need to be. One thing that's going to be interesting for me, because I've never really taken a band this deep and, you know, kept them all at the same level. I think that if I go into the Goblin City with a group of level 11s, we're going to get absolutely shit mixed. I suspect that I want to get everybody to at least level 15 and take that time in getting to level 15. You get multiple legendaries. I'm going to want a whole bunch of legendaries with a whole bunch of tough lads. Problem is, most of them are still wearing light armor, so the most survivable they can actually get is to have noble male with a lindworm attachment, which means lindworm farming. We have here, we have... Oh, right, hang on, so... The brawny lad. We said that underdog and reach advantage are probably what he needs most. I'm going to have to compromise on Killing Frenzy, but Killing Frenzy is a little bit of a luxury. Okay, so Levitsmere, heavy Warhammer user, let's go reach advantage. Underdog. Again, it's not a flashy skill. It's not the flashy, amazing Killing Frenzy, but keeps him alive. We've got 3 Warhammers in the field now. Only one more, just Aegis now, who is 1000. I think let's pay to power level him. Get him using that big Warhammer. Jig is pretty good, but his hit points are too low. 73, let's see, so 23 plus 12, that's 35, so it's only 2 turns in a row. I do want to up his hit points, but it's only plus 2. That plus 2 is too low. Awesome. Right, we've got to unload a bunch of the stuff we're carrying here. It's crazy that I'm just kind of buying a tier 3 crossbow straight up. Almost willy-nilly, so prices should be better here. Let's offload our full inventory. Look at that, 154 for tools and supplies. That's why this background is so amazing. I need... How many throwing axes per brother? 3 each. 7. Okay, I need all 7 of those then. Seven. I think 154 might be the cheapest I've ever gotten tools for. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if I even need that coat of plates. We've only got 1 heavy armor user. Let's hang on to it. On the assumption that we'll eventually hire a hedge knight to put that on. Okay, we are officially into the late game grinding stage. No bandit leader in there, so why bother? Oh! Come on! Alright, everyone. So what do we do? Oh, God. He's got the designation Eagle Eye as well. That's so encouraging. Eagle Eye normally means they have the Eagle Eye trait for +1 vision, so you can give him a -2 vision helmet to make him tougher. Please, Orange Jesus, give us a hunter with ranged stars. Please don't give me another hunter with melee skill. Absolutely disgusting. He's huge and afraid of greenskins. Fatigue, initiative, range, defense. I seem to recall that there was talk of a recent update making it more likely that certain classes would have certain star distributions. Clearly doesn't mean that it's guaranteed. Let's think about that. This is going to be a fight against some Hexen. I do need some Hexen crafting materials though. But good lord, that's dangerous. In this kind of fight, unless my archers have fancy feet, I need to have a shield. And we don't have the plus resolve potion. Been good. Should be fine. Dog fighting, never. That shouldn't be too bad. The big question is how many Hexen? Hopefully no more than 3. These are all frenzied. Oof. Resist. Damn it. Come on. Shot. So they can use quick hands, that's interesting. I want to send Gungnir forward, but I also want him to benefit from the morale. Make him less likely to get his 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd need to be there. 4 squares. 4 squares. This is bad. This is very bad. Oh no, but I'm gonna have the chance to disarm him here. Shit. Well, Verondox, if you miss this... Oh! Whew. Too dangerous to move. Now they're going to start stacking Overwhelm. This is going to get so fucking hard. I just need a couple turns where my boys resist the mind control. Wooden sticks, all whips. I've got whips. I haven't stockpiled wooden sticks. I probably should. Finally, we resist one. Actually, is she attached to anyone? What am I shooting the wolves for then? Just fucking kill the bitch. I would drop a dog, but dogs, as we learned in a previous episode, dogs are super dangerous in these fights. The whip will probably still hold me in place, though. What I need to do here is disarm Levitsmere ASAP. Like, turn me into a newt. A newt? I got better. She's got a wart. I love that little thing how they go, did you dress her up like this? No, 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 never. A bit. Yeah. Come on, resist these fucking bitches. I suppose I should just be grateful that they aren't, hexing them to make them share damage. Just keep fighting, boys. We gotta just get through this. What do I do here? I rotate a potato and attack a Roni. Ah! Oh, get wrecked. No. Damn it, we're all gonna die. Ooh. Nice, bleed to death, wolf nerd. Bruno, sit back and shout encouragement. There goes the hex. Actually going to move Coman up forward just to give the AoE. Doesn't he look badass with his glowing eyes and the star above him? Ah! Oh! Range skill, I'll have to check. Is there a chance that could scatter and hit her? I don't think so. Only on the shields. Sake. Okay, that I did not realize the rules worked that way. So that made him flee now, which these lads are going to attack him. Ugh, I fucking hate Hexen. Like he's fleeing. What the actual? I can at least move away from him, I suppose. The range skill on my two archers is not very high. I think the one's a day tailor and the other one is just a poacher. But of course, it is such a struggle to get any kind of ranged skill. Die! Yeah, I suppose it would be too much to hope for that it would turn them. Are you soulbound? No. Kill. See, he got back to us, but he is still fleeing. I'm liking whips more the more I use them. Great. Off with the head. Damn, it's gonna be some attacks here now, boys. That's gonna suck. Oh, nice one, Paragon. Good lad. Get wrecked. What did she drop? Hair? Where's the other corpse? I think we already have a stack of witch's hair. It's of the apple, I mean. It's the hair though that is good for crafting. The hair and the herbs. Ah, so we got one of each and a bunch of... You see how much damage we took? We took a lot of damage. That was a serious fight. Give me a nice delivery mission. No. 4,000 is more than I want to pay for that. 350 is a good price. So, okay, we can actually liquidate a bunch of stuff here. Dude, good archers are everything, Bane. Our guys are pretty average though. Look, 89 at 11, 84 at 10. Not great. I'm so pleased to see that the polearm lads are starting to level up more now. And just in time too, because we are going into the undead crisis, and polearm users are exceptional against the undead, and they are also exceptionally happy when they get war scythes. We've got 4 fighting axes. We need 3 more in stock before we can confidently take on Shrut. And I should probably hope to have 4 Dane axes as well. 126 inventory capacity, so we can hopefully get the save up 15,000 ambition. I can't believe we haven't done this ambition yet. Let's just heal up and then we'll run into one of these ruins full of undead, and I imagine then we should be able to do it. I absolutely agree, but it just hasn't worked out that way in terms of the ambitions we've gotten and when. It's cheap. kind of similar to my XCOM campaign, which I'm loving. And I've literally all day I've been worrying about my decision to crack those data pads and delay getting laser weaponry so that I can have access to a fourth country and maybe lock down the whole of Asia. And then, see, I mean, on the plus side, it's going to give us a lot of money, and financially it's going to help us a lot. But on the downside, all right, let me just think here. Apothecary's Miracle could be good, because then for healing injuries on a late game brother, it's just so much cheaper. But yeah, just back to the XCOM. I feel like it's a huge risk delaying laser weaponry, but if we can just get through the bump in immediate difficulty it's going to cause for us, in the long run it'll be worth it. Right, I can actually stop making direwolf pelt mantles now. Okay. I want to make more of those runes. Where are they? Bone plating would be great. We can... Oh yeah, Lionheart. We need poison and parched skin. We need more night owl elixirs. And here we go. Protective runes and sigils. So shimmering ashes is what we need. I'll probably want 4 more of these. I want 5 armor of that in reserve. And then once we have that, that's going to help us very much with hunting Hexen. What you got for us? Oh, give me a nice 7-day marauding greenskins. We'll do that, but let's first heal up. A little bit. Right, so after this, we will just go clear out one of these undead places. Actually, do we have a falcon yet? We do. Right, that means we can much more confidently just go clear out random ruins. Yeah, and fighting vampires always scary, but we've got to do it. And we're not just going to use that that ash for booger sugar. Hey, we're actually going to use it for other stuff. Not just for the old Peruvian marching powder. That. You're right, we haven't actually encountered very many Unhold, but I think that's because we've spent most of our time in the south of the map. Unhold tend to show up more in the middle and the north. I wonder if we shouldn't, now that we are doing decently with money, maybe we shouldn't shift our operations to the north. We can fight more Unhold and more barbarians. Oh yes, please. Where's that whip I just bought? There it is. Good point, you did see a Houndmaster. Houndmaster. Hate for green skins, impatient, he's Garbo. This is the kind of guy I want to hire. Raiders are fucking great. Also, we haven't, considering the fact that we have Caravan Hands, we haven't actually had the Caravan Hand event proc yet. A little unfortunate. Stopping at Blankenstead. I think I have a few more things to sell. Oh, look at this. Bought for 186, selling for 350. Bought for 120, selling for 220. Impatient is crap. You always act first on the very first turn of combat. It only has an effect on one turn. And it's just meh. It's really meh. Let's see. This is something I'm not doing often enough. I'm not listening to tips for legendaries often enough. Speaking of traits, I certainly prefer quick over impatient. Berserkers, warriors, young. I reckon we can do this ourselves. We don't need any more of the lads to help us. This is certainly too dangerous for these low-level boys to get fights. Hammer lads, get your hammers out. You boys disarm, you boys shoot. So look, this turns it into 175 for 15, which is really good. 155 for 16, that's just below 10 to 1. Talking about armor to fatigue ratio, that's way below. Actually, it's been an hour. Let's take a little break for the YouTube video. When we come back, we'll take on this big old group of greenskins.